Credit card debt is a very common thing, especially in today's world. It's stated that America is at over $1 trillion in credit card debt. A lot of people are racking up on their credit cards, and sometimes it's their fault. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. I want to give you guys a couple different methods to go ahead and just pay down your cards, right? Over time. It's gonna take time depending on the amount that you have in credit card debt, but you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta pay those cards down if you want your score to improve, if you want to live a better life. So we gonna get straight into it. One thing I want to mention is I tend to tell people to, most times, 9 times out of 10, stay away from these debt consolidation companies. Stay away from those type of companies. And the reason why I say that is that it's not even knocking those type of companies. You know, I respect any business, I respect any company. Obviously, they're around for a reason. But when it comes to most of these debt consolidation companies, what they're going to do is they're going to tell you to stop paying on your credit cards, and then they're just going to go ahead and settle those card balances with those companies. But what happens is, while they're in the settlement process, because not every settlement is right away, you're going to be racking up on late payments. You're going to be racking up on charge-offs and collections because you're not paying your cards off at all, and they're settling the debt. And then what they're going to do is they're going to add an extra fee on top. So if your credit card balances are like, let's say 15K, 40K, they're going to settle, let's say half, but then they're going to charge an extra 5 to 10,000 on top of that. So essentially you're paying less, but then you're paying them a fee as well, when one, you can settle yourself, or I'm going to give you 2 strategies that you guys can go ahead and use to pay those cards down. So the 2 methods are this. You have the snowball method, and then you have the avalanche method. Both of these methods, both of these strategies, very helpful. Tons of individuals have used these 2 strategies. These are the most common strategies out there to pay down your credit card debt, and then I'll get into explaining them as well. First you want to do is you want to get all your cards and all the balances. You write them down on a piece of paper. Don't write them down on your notes on your phone, on your computer. Take a sheet of paper like old school times. Write out all your credit cards, the names, and then the total balances that's on those accounts. The next thing you want to do is, with the snowball effect, the way it works is you pay down the lowest balance first. That's what you want to do with the snowball method, snowball strategy. You pay down the lowest balance first. So if you have multiple cards, you still want to keep the minimum payments on so you won't get any new late payments, but you want to pay down the lowest balance in full. So once that lowest balance is full, that same money that you were using to pay down that low balance, you put it towards the next one, and then the next one. So you're essentially going from smallest to highest. That is a great way. The next way is the avalanche method, or the avalanche strategy. And you're essentially doing the same thing, right? You're getting a sheet of paper, you're writing out all your card balances, but this time you're doing an extra step. You have to go ahead and find the interest rates on these cards, and you list them from highest interest rate to lowest interest rate. And with the avalanche strategy, what you're doing is you're attacking the highest interest cards first. You're paying those in full, and then that same money that you were using, you roll that into the next one, and then the next one, so on and so forth. As always, you want to have minimum payments listed or set on every single one of your cards, because you do not want to just put all the money towards one card and not the others, because you're going to accrue late payments, and that's going to make your credit and your score and your report even worse. So now, everything does sound easy as I'm explaining it. The hard part is actually staying disciplined and actually finding creative ways to get the funds to do that, because if you're behind on bills currently and you're trying to pay down cards, it's not going to make sense. So I always recommend you got to pick up some type of side gig or some type of hustle. Simple as that. It's no way around it. If you got to do some DoorDash, if you got to do some Uber, if you got to pick up a part-time job, but any side gig that you use or you pick up, you want to primarily use those funds to pay down your cards. That's what I'm saying. The hardest part is just staying disciplined with everything. 9 times out of 10, you're going to have to stop going out for a couple months to a year. You're gonna have to start eating out. You're gonna have to stop, doing certain stuff so you can build that consistency and that discipline. Pay down those cards. And once you pay down those cards, I promise you, it's gonna feel so good. If this video made sense to you, if you like what you saw, you like what you heard, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm on the road to 1,000 subscribers right now as we speak. Let's get to it. Eddie out as always. Connect with me on all social media platforms. Catch y'all.